Hey, this is episode number 5 of the Faith Driven Leadership Calls with Eliam Fuentes. And today's topic, we're going to cover the art of enrollment equals sales. And in this video, you're going to learn the important ingredients of how to enroll someone into your idea, into your product, into your service, into what you're creating. Because when you master the art of enrollment, you'll be able to make an influential impact in people's life, and you'll be able to create impact and inspiration in your own life. Because when you master this skill, everyone's going to want to be part of what is it that you're creating, and they're going to be enrolled into who you are and what is it that you put out there in the world. So watch this entire episode as we break down what the art of enrollment is.
Sweet. So let me recap what we covered last week. Last week, we ended up covering the top 5 driven leaders, faith-driven leaders in history. We ended up covering people like notable figures like Martin Luther King, Tony Robbins, King David in the Bible, King Solomon in the Bible, and we also covered Jesus Christ. So we ended up covering these 5 faith-driven leaders, and we decided on what are the faith-driven principles that we get to operate as a leader that keeps us in check to be able to move towards your vision, move towards your goals, your careers, your dreams, because all of that fits inside the vision that you were given. And we examined from those 5 leaders right there that Martin Luther King stood for peace, love, and equality above all else, meaning he was someone who operated from peace instead of violence. He owned his voice. That speech, I have a dream, essentially was I have a vision, and he stood boldly and courageously on that vision. We also examine Tony Robbins, who is big proponent on transformation, self-empowerment, personal development, changing the lives of businesses, changing the lives of personal lives. And his big main thing is that it's not just your mind and logical thinking, but that when you can connect your heart and your mind together and you have some pull motivation, something that pulls you towards something that gives you energy, that gives you pull, that is what creates a transformed life, and it creates an overall healthy quality of life where you can really make an impact in the world. So those are the things that Tony Robbins stands on. Then we also examine King David. King David was known for values of being bold, courageous, a man after God's heart. But most importantly, he was a poet. He was a poet. He was a musician. He just had some way with his words that influenced so many people, and he was really humble about it. He was really humble about it, but at the same time, he was a strong warrior and a force to reckon with. Then we examined King Solomon, and to recap on King Solomon, he is said to be one of the richest, not one of the, he is the richest man that has ever lived in this world. He is said to be the world's first ever trillionaire in today's money and recording. And he was really known for not only his riches, but he was known for the wisdom that he carries. Because when he was about 18 years old and he stepped into the kingdom, one thing that he asked for a discerning heart to have wisdom. And that's when God granted him wisdom. And with wisdom comes all the riches. With wisdom comes the materials. With wisdom comes the experience. With wisdom comes the relationships. With wisdom comes the gold, the silver. And his big philosophy and his teaching is that wisdom is worth more than gold and silver. And that when you seek wisdom, especially God's wisdom, you'll be able to be influential and have the correct answers that help you and support you in making those decisions in leadership. And the last one that we learned about was Jesus Christ, the ultimate savior that gave his life for us to be able to live the transformed life and no longer live a life of sin, because he carried all of that on to the cross. And his big out of his many teachings, but the one teaching that we examined last week was the concept and the implementation of humble servant leadership. Even though Jesus Christ is the King of all kings, he is still a humble servant leader, meaning we are called to serve the people around us in our communities. We are called to make a difference in the lives of others. And we're not here to be arrogant and prideful, but we're here to come with humility and make a difference and support each other in this human experience and this human life. So those are the 5 leaders that we examined last week. And that's to give a recap, a short, sweet recap of what we talked about. And if you want to watch that video in depth, we ended up creating a whole YouTube video about it where we went in detailed for everything. And the YouTube channel is Eliam Fuentes. Let's officially kick it off today. Today is episode number 5 of the Faith Driven Leadership Call. And today's topic is going to be the art of enrollment equals sales. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, oftentimes in the world, there's this thing called sales, meaning getting people to buy something, purchasing a product, purchasing an offer, buying groceries, or some sort of offer or some sort of product or value or service that people end up purchasing in order for a sale to happen. It's an exchange and transaction. Enrollment, just like some of you shared, enrollment is getting people to be in partnership with you on a specific journey, on a specific thing. Now, it's out there. You could use the word enrollment and sales as synonyms, as semantics. Many people out there have different views. I like to have a hybrid of both of them together because I have a really unconventional way of doing sales because I like to blend in enrollment within it, but I also like to take in the things from sales that work and do not work. So today we're going to be talking about the art of enrollment equals sales, and using the art of enrollment is going to help you become more influential. It's going to help you impact more people in your life. It's going to help you get more business and finances and money inside your account. Enrollment, once you learn the tool of enrollment and actually learn how to be enrolling, where you're gathering people and bringing them towards your vision and they're in partnership with you, it becomes really, 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 really fun. Now, enrollment isn't just sales like, hey, I have this product, I have this offer, buy it, it's good for you. Enrollment is more so along the lines is like, hey, I have this idea, this thing that I've built, I could see you benefiting from it. I could see you getting some value from it. And the way I'm going to explain it, enrollment is going to be on a diagram right here. So to define enrollment is someone being in partnership with the vision, being in partnership with the vision where they're going to get value. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. So I'm going to show you in this whiteboard what enrollment really looks like and how you can use enrollment. So think of, for example, some of you here are entrepreneurs, content creators, or business people, and you're selling a product, you're selling a service, you're selling an offer, you are putting something out there in the marketplace, or maybe you're trying to get that relationship, you're trying to get that friendship or that family trip that you want to happen so bad that you want to get everyone on board onto that idea. So these are the three things you're going to need in order for enrollment to happen. So I'm going to share with you right here. So this is the way that I go about doing enrollment and also selling. So there's this triangle thing. This is how I explain sales. This is how I explain enrollment. This is how I teach people enrollment. So before the enrollment typically happens, these three things need to be in line. So in this triangle, the first thing you have is you. So you are at the top. So look at yourself here at the top. And then you're going to, right here on this corner, you're going to see the person, meaning either the prospect, the person you're selling to, the group, the customer, the client, the friendship, the relationship. You see this person right here. This is the person. On this side, this could be a group. This could be an audience. This could be a customer. This could be a client. This could be a relationship. So this is the person right here. And then what's missing right here is this is what's called the value. This is the product. This is the service. And this side right here of the enrollment triangle, this is where you're going to see the product, the offer, the service, the idea that you have that you want to happen. Now, all these three things need to be in order for an enrollment to happen, a sale to happen, a transaction to occur. And here's what I'll share with you. In the past, I used to be in real estate. I come from a sales background, and I flourished for a bit until I hit a roadblock, until I hit an obstacle. Because when I was in sales, there was a specific way I would do things. But then after a while, anytime I talked to friends, I talked to people out there in the world, or anytime I did anything, I started to get this feedback that was something along the lines of like, Eliam, why are you being so transactional? Or Eliam, you only call me when you need something. Eliam, you only call me when you want to sell me something. Hey, do you know how to talk about anything else besides sell? Or it's always like whenever I hang out with people, it's like it's almost like you're always trying to take me somewhere or get something out of me. Has anyone ever been felt like that before? And if you have, that's something called being salesy, being so salesy, being so transactional. And it works Sometimes, especially if you're in a transaction heavy business. I was in real estate, and that was pretty much normal. In real estate is normal. It's like we're only talking about transactions. We're always selling each other things back and forth, and that's okay. But out in the rest of the world, it doesn't always work like that. So then that's when I really looked at myself. I was like, right, something's not happening, because I started to notice that my sales were slowing down. I started to notice that my revenue was slowing down because I was being salesy and I didn't know how to just be a human, how to be a human, whether I'm having the sales hat or not, because sales, sometimes people treat sales as a light switch. I'm a salesperson on or off. No, but enrollment, it's different. Enrollment is like you're always enrolling. I'm enrolling you right now to stay to the rest of the Zoom and to stay for the rest of the lesson for you to get value. I'm enrolling myself into getting up early in the morning. I'm enrolling myself into going to the gym. I'm enrolling other people into hopping into the vision and learning what the vision is about and how it can make a difference in their life. So know that you are always enrolling. After I shared that with you, now I went to discovery. I was like, all right, how could I enroll people and have all these things line in order? And then that's when I learned this triangle framework. And this is what I use every single time before I make a sales call, before I get a new client in a new program, before I propose an idea to someone. I have these three things in order. So the three things you're going to need in order is, first, you're going to need to identify the person or place or audience that you are looking to enroll them into. So right here, there needs to be a connection between you and the person. Needs to be a connection. And this connection right here is what's called a relationship. Okay? Relationship. Don't mind my chicken scratch here, but relationship. Relationship, relationship, relationship. On this side of the triangle, you need to establish a relationship, a connection, one that's genuine, one that's caring, one that's loving, one that's actually interested in the person you're looking to serve, one that is actually interested in solving any problems or any obstacles or anything that they may be going through. You need to establish a relationship with that person and examine how strong my relationship is with that person. Is my relationship with that person healthy? Could it use some improvement? Or is my relationship with that person kind of damaged right now and I need to go there and fix it and improve it and make it better? Because if you're enrolling someone with a relationship that you don't have a strong relationship with, enrolling is going to be really, really tough to happen. Like, someone who can think of clients or customers that they're just so tough to enroll, or they're just so tough to get them to do anything. That's because there's probably isn't a great established relationship between the two of you where there is trust. Trust right here. Trust. The second thing you're going to need is you need to get to the value. For example, I have a communication company called MCU. It's an online education company. And I am so obsessed with this company. I am so obsessed with leadership, with public speaking, with communication, with emotional intelligence. I am so obsessed with the product and the idea and the business that I'm building. I'm so passionate about it. I love it. I put my blood, sweat, and tears. You can feel it off of me. Other people can sense it off of me. This is my purpose. This is what I'm called to create, what I'm called to be. And in this part right here, what happens is you're going to need to be passionate. So I'm going to write it right here. You're going to need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about what you're selling. You need to be passionate about what you're building. You need to have that energy, that fire energy, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This feels like the next Apple company that I'm building. You need to be on fire for what you're creating, whether that's a coaching program, whether that's insurance sales, whether that is being a chef, whether that's being a valet driver, whatever it is, you need to be passionate about what is it that you created, what product do you have, what is the thing you have in the marketplace? Because that is when people begin to like you, right? They like your ambition. They like how passionate you are. Oh my goodness, I like how passionate you are. I like the fact that you're so on fire, that you're chasing your dreams, all these different things. And people begin to like you right there. So you need to be passionate about the value you're bringing into the world, about the offer and the service that you have. Be so extremely passionate that people can feel that and sense that off of you. Now, here's the thing. Lots of people have these two things. Lots of people start a brand new company or a brand new thing. They're extremely passionate about it. And lots of people have, some friends in their life, some family members in their life. They have people that trust them. They have relationships around them, maybe a lot of them, maybe a few of them, but they could have these two things. Now, here's the obstacle that happened for me. When I started building a public speaking communication company at the very, very beginning, and any other ventures I talked about, it's like, man, why aren't people buying from me? Why aren't people buying the thing that I'm selling or that I'm enrolling them into? And I got to thinking, I'm like, well, I always kept getting this feedback. Oh my gosh, Eliam, you're so passionate about what you're doing. I love that about you, and you're gonna do great things. And they trusted me, but they still wouldn't buy the thing I was selling. They still wouldn't buy or enroll into the program I was creating. And that was because I didn't have the missing piece. And that part is the value needs to be connected to the person, meaning the value that you created, the offer, the service, the idea that you have needs to be connected to the person. It needs to be connected to the person, to what they're doing, to what they're up to what their projects and their passions and their ideas are. Meaning they need to clearly see that the thing you built can support them and help them on their own journey. And make sure to write this down, because people tend to buy and vote with their wallets. When people make a decision, then they made a decision when they pulled out their wallet, they put their card down, and they're invested. And that's because they see that the value is connected to them, meaning they operate on the WIIFM frequency, meaning what's in it for me. Now, this is human nature. This is psychology. This is everything that happens to everyone. Before you purchase something, you're always asking, what am I going to get out of this? What's the outcome from this? Well, how am I going to benefit from this? What difference is it going to make in my life? Even if it's from buying a carton of milk at the grocery stores, you're telling yourself this. Every time you buy that carton of milk, what am I going to benefit from this? Is it going to be for my cereal? Is it going to strengthen my bones? You're always operating on the what's in it for me frequency. And then that's when you connect the value to the person. The person needs to see that the value that is created is going to directly benefit their life. It's directly going to make an impact in their life. And you, as the enroller, as the master enroller, your job is to paint the picture of the value and how it could support them. For example, something along the lines like this. Hey, so and so, you told me that you value this. You told me that you're working on all these different projects. You told me that you're looking to, grow in your communication skills because you're looking to make more money, and that you're noticing that communication skills are what's preventing you from making that money, to being heard, to being seen. Well, the great news is that I built this amazing company. I built this amazing course or this program that I think could support you really well. Let me show you how this is going to support you. You're going to end up covering option number 1, option number 2, and option number 3. You're going to discover all these different benefits, and I could see how it's directly going to help you improve in making more money. How it's going to give you the confidence, the clarity, the conviction that you'll be able to have the answers to now that you can apply into your own job, into your own life, to make that money you're looking for. We went through the entire triangle right here. And when you have all these 3 pieces of the triangle established, that is when you ask for the enrollment. That is when you ask for the sale. That is when you ask them to buy. That is when you tell them, like, hey, you trust me. We have a great relationship. I built this thing. I'm passionate about it. I believe in it. And you could clearly see that the value that is inside this is going to benefit your life. Let's make a decision and make an investment to move forward. Are you with me on this? They're going to say yes. They're going to say yes. They're going to say, yes, I see the value. I like who you are. I trust you. I have a great relationship. I believe in you. I believe in myself now. They're going to enroll into the thing you are selling them. They're going to enroll into the thing you're offering them, whether it's an idea, a program, a service, an offer, all because you follow these 3 steps in this triangle. You connected them to the value to them. You establish a relationship with them. You're passionate about the thing that you built, and that is what's going to lead them to enrollment. These are the 3 simple steps for you to improve your enrollment, to be able to increase your sales in your life through following this part right here. It's way, way, way different from sales. It leads to sales, but it's different from sales because traditional sales And not saying that traditional sales don't work, but traditional sales are focused on this. Traditional sales is focused on what's the pain points, what are the problems that people are going through, how can I fix them, what's wrong, and what solutions can I provide to them. Now, sales works. This works in certain scenarios. But here's the thing. What if the person's not in pain? What if the person doesn't have any problems in their life? What if the person doesn't need to be fixed or they need to be corrected? But you still have this idea that can enroll them in. For example, when we buy an iPhone, are we in pain before we buy an iPhone? No, we could survive without an iPhone. Do we have a problem if we don't have an iPhone? No, I mean there's other options. But where the idea about the iPhone is just so cool, is just so powerful that we see the value and the effectiveness that it has in our life. I have never bought an iPhone because I was in pain. I bought an iPhone because I was enrolled into the vision of having an iPhone. I was enrolled to the status about an iPhone. I was enrolled into all my other friends having iPhones as well, and I wanted to be a part of that. And enrollment happens. That's why I'm forgetting his name right now. It's not Tim Cook. Steve Jobs was so powerful in enrolling because when he was on stage talking about his products and his service, he was talking about the vision. He was talking about what this could do for them in their life. He wasn't talking about how this is going to fix your email problems, how this is going to fix your texting problems. No, he talked about the vision so big. So while sales focuses on, hey, what's the pain points? What's the problem? What are we going to fix? How are we going to make this person better? Enrollment focuses on purely how are we going to go in partnership with this person and improve the quality of their life along the way. Not because they need fixing or because they're wrong, but because this idea can give them even more support and make their life even better. Enrollment focuses on making people's life even better. And when you make people's life even better, guess what? You're going to get paid handsomely for it. You're going to get paid and it's going to be fun. But when you just focus on sales, on solving problems, fixing pain points, and fixing what's wrong in their life, you are going to get paid. Yes, you are. But it's not going to work all the time because then you may end up falling into the trap of being transactional, always wanting to getting something out of something. But when you bring these two things together, when you add both enrollment and sales together and you treat them as hybrid and you know which one to do together, that's when you end up becoming a master enroller. That anything that you create that people want to buy from you and they want to be a part of it and they want to join that journey together because they're so bought into the vision. They're bought into the vision that you have that they want to be a part of it and they don't want to miss out on it. They want to see that happening in their life as well and they want to go at it. Therefore, they're enrolled into who you are, what you're up to, and what it could do for them in their life. The last thing I'm going to share about enrollment is the next time you prepare for enrollment or enrolling someone into an idea is the first thing is going to be intention. The first thing I do is intention. What are my intentions entering this conversation? What is my intentions entering this meeting or this appointment? What are my intentions? Typically, my intentions are like, I'm here to connect, I'm here to serve, and I'm here committed, and I'm here to be passionate. I'm here to be enrolling. And it could sound something like this at the very beginning of this meeting or at the very beginning of something. You could always tell people like, hey, my intentions are to really connect with you, to be able to build a relationship with you and to show you exactly what I'm building because I have this amazing idea that I'm passionate about. And I'm also committed to enrolling you into this because I see you benefiting from it and I see you getting lots of value from it. Does that sound fair for you? Right there at the very beginning in 30 seconds, you let the person know everything about what your intentions were. You let them know that you want to build a relationship with them. You let them know that you're passionate about what is it that you built. And you also let them know like, hey, I'm committed to enrolling you. I'm committed to selling this product to you because I see that it can make a great difference in your life. Who's going to say no to that? Who's going to say no to someone who's honest, transparent about their intentions? The second thing I do before I enroll someone is I do a relationship check. For example, I myself, before hopping on a call, I examine what's my relationship with this person. Is this person a family? Is this person a friend? What communities are we a part of? What's the last thing we talked about? What's the last thing I remember about them? Hey, what's going on in their personal life? Hey, what's going on in their business life? I'm genuinely interested in about them, and I ask them these things because I want to know how's their heart and how's their mind together. I don't just want something out of them. I actually want to genuinely be in relationship with them. And being in relationship with people, that is what really explodes your business and your affluence. The last thing I do is the value right before any meeting, right before any call, right before anything. I always write down the value. I write 2 to 3 different things that I could see them benefiting from this. Meaning I have about 2 to 3 bullet points that I write down that when it comes time to talk in that conversation, I literally tell them like, hey, so before the meeting, I was writing down like, what are 3 things that I could see you getting value from this? And these are the 3 things I saw. I saw number 1, I saw number 2, I saw number 3. I did it with my friend yesterday. I told him like, hey, I really want you to be a part of this room, not because I just want you to support me, but the reason why I want you to be part of this room is because the value that you're going to get inside this room. I see that you're going to be making lots of connections and friendships inside this room. You're going to be able to get new business clients and generate revenue for your business. And number 3, you're also going to learn how to become an authority when you start speaking. That's the value that I see for you. And then they start seeing like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're giving them everything that they want. You give them what they want, and then you give them what they actually need. So that is the art of enrollment. And I'll stop right here. I'll recap it. When you come to enrollment, you establish a relationship with the person to get trust. You become passionate about what you're selling, what you're offering, what you're building so that people like you. And most importantly, connect the value to the person and how it's going to make a difference in their life. Once you do all those 3 things, you will get the enrollment. Your enrollment skills will skyrocket. So that is the art of enrollment equals sales. Use the art of enrollment as a tool to support your business, to support your life, to support your entire community, your relationships, everything that's around you, because enrollment is a way of being. You are being enrolling at every single given moment. And I'll leave you with this. You are either being enrolled into something or you are enrolling someone into something. There's always those 2 things. Think about it, simmer with it, and digest it as the rest of your weekend goes along. That is all. So that concludes episode number 5 of the Faith Driven Leadership Call, The Art of Enrollment.
We just wrapped up the Art of Enrollment YouTube video. If you ended up getting any value from this video, I want you to type in the comments the word enrollment, and we're gonna summarize it right here. In order to enroll someone, you need to have those 3 parts. You need to have the value you're presenting to the person, and you gotta connect it to the person. You gotta be passionate about the thing that you're building and the offer and the service and the program you have. And you gotta build a relationship with that person so that they can feel connected, so that they can feel that they're cared for and that they're listening to. And when you have all those 3 steps, you are enrolled and they are enrolled. So stay tuned for the next YouTube video. We go live every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom. And if you want any of your questions answered, join us right there. Subscribe, like, and comment down below.